Alright guys, we're back with Super Surface. What happened here is our time ran out on our video here. I'm filming a lot of this myself while we're out in the field. So what we did is we sanded all this down, and then we're going to put a filler on here so you can kind of see where we're going with all this. This has obviously been repaired before. And I'll show you here kind of how we're doing all this. We also sand the countertops down really well. And that's with the 60 grit sandpaper, so we're ripping all the scratches off by scratching it up more, and then we'll finally sand that before we refinish. Now this is my fine finish filler. It's a polyester filler that we use for fine finishes such as this. Let's see. We're going to try to do that. Use a multitude of putty knives, different ones, different sizes, whatever works for the actual job. This is a filler with a catalyst, and this stuff works really, really well under pretty much any condition. I use a white cream hardener. That way I know what my work looks like as opposed to other people's. And dries up really quick. So we're going to smooth this together. And I like to do a little bit on top and the bottom. So you got this stuff is similar to Bondo on a car. I don't know if you've ever used Bondo, but if you have, you know what I'm talking about. It gets really hard, and I like to get a little bit underneath as well. You got to work with this stuff really fast because it hardens up really quick. And that's it. So in that couple of seconds, that stuff has gotten completely hard and is no good. So you try to get it off as quickly as possible, and I use a variety of solvents that we use to get the stuff off of our tools. We don't recommend that for people at home because the solvents are really hazardous. I'm going to touch my screen occasionally, that way I keep it from going off like it did a little while ago. I like to keep a nice work area, so I try to keep everything clean as I go. So I'll kind of be cleaning stuff up. It doesn't really need to be cleaned up until we're totally done. But the fillers that we use are really good fillers. They use pretty good quality products so that we don't have to worry about them failing and have to come back out to fix things. So should be dry here in just a couple of minutes. We can start on that. We use another filler for just filling in small holes and stuff. I'm going to show you on this other side. I kind of show you what this looks like. So we put this filler on here, and then what we're going to do is sand all this down smooth. Sand all that down smooth, and then we'll have kind of a good looking countertop surface that we can actually go back in and refinish so that it'll look good. Again, we've already taped everything off. We're ready for our first coat as soon as we get this repair made. And this works in a lot of apartment communities and sometimes residential rental houses. It really depends on what you want done. The multi-spec is a really good product that holds up good under pretty much any circumstance. So kind of think about that when you're remodeling and you can do something like this. Or we can come out and do it for you. I'm bumping up to an 80 grit so we get a little bit finer finish. This is already dry and ready to sand. We're going to go ahead and sand and try to get it to knock it down to a smooth surface. We're also shaping it the same shape as the countertop edge. What we're looking at here is the countertop edge after the first sand coat. You can see it's a little bit smoother, obviously. So I'm not really happy with this yet. So what I'm going to do is try to go back in, put another section on there, and then kind of sand it down and get it again. So a lot of times what we'll do is go in for a second time, put another coat of filler on there, and then sand it down again. That way you've got a double coat on there. Helps shape it a little better too. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. This time we're not going to need as much. So I'm not going to put as much on here to start with. If we know we need more, we can always add more. try it again. We've got some filler on here. Make sure we can see all this. We got some filler on here, sagging down everywhere. We're going to sand that down, get it a second time.